Hello and welcome to Utica TV Overtime, where each week we will be keeping you up to date with everything that's going on with your Utica Pioneers. I'm your host, Andres Jaime Mendez.
And I'm your host, James Brown. Let's get right into the action from the past week.
Pioneer Athletics opened up their weekend with a Friday night men's hockey game against Chatham University. Heading into the game, Utica had never lost a game to the Cougars, and more impressively, they had never allowed Chatham to score in the odd in their first 5 meetings. Utica came out scorching, finding the back of the net twice in the first 2 minutes. The first goal came from the captain, Dante Zapata. That marked Zapata's second goal of the young season. The second goal came off the stick of Remy Parker, giving him 3 in his last 3 games.
Neither team would score again until late in the second, when a flurry of goals came through. Chatham got themselves on the board for the first time ever in the odd when Matt Mood scored his first of the season. The Pioneers would quickly answer back when Lucas Herman ripped a heater to get the Utica lead stretched out to 3-1. The good times did not last as long, as Chatham would score another goal before the second intermission. Their goal from Caden Smith cut the Utica lead back down to 1, silencing the Utica crowd heading into the final period.
The crowd wouldn't stay quiet for too long, as the Pioneers scored a pair of goals from Cameron Patton and Regan Kavanaugh to ice the game. Utica would take the first game of the doubleheader 5-2. The lead moved their record on the season out to 3-2, and their overall record against Chatham to 10-0.
In the second game versus Chatham on Sunday, the men's hockey team got down to business quickly again. The Pioneers netted 2 goals back-to-back in the first period. The first was scored by captain Jake Bro, and the second by Dante Zapata. The Pioneers would then fall into some trouble in the first as they went on the penalty kill for 5 minutes due to a game misconduct penalty from Blake Holmes. The Cougars end up netting 2 in the power play, tying the game at 2.
Later on in the second, the Pioneers put their foot on the gas and got to work, netting 3 unanswered goals. Chatham would add 1 more on the power play for the end of the third, for a score of 6-3 to end the period. It was a quiet third period after a flurry of goals in the second, where neither team would find the back of the net. The Pioneers would take this one by a score of 6-3, concluding the weekend sweep at home.
The Utica men's basketball team opened up their 2022-2023 campaign at home last night against the Morrisville Mustangs. The Mustangs began the game strong through the first 5 minutes, taking a 10-4 lead, but the Pioneers answered with a 13-2 run of their own to put them up 17-12. With the score tied at 17, 2 new guys sparked an 11-0 run. Transfer Luke Bogart and freshman Chris Ward combined for 3 threes to push the Utica lead out to 28-17. Utica shot 58% from the field in the first half, helping them to a 45-27 lead at half.
Second half had its ups and downs. The Pioneers had its largest lead of 24 points in the second half. That was not enough for the Mustangs, cutting the lead to as little as 9 points. But the game was never in doubt for the Pioneers. Led by senior Darius Hopkins, who had 25 points, and Thomas Morial, who had 22 points, Utica wins their first game of the season by a score of 94-81.
The Pioneers will be back in action Monday as they take on crosstown rival SUNY Poly on the road at 6 p.m.
The Utica women's basketball team looks to remain red hot, coming off 2 wins to tip off the season as they take on SUNY Delhi tonight at 7 p.m.
The Pioneers are a career 3-0 versus the Broncos, including an 86-37 victory over them last year. Come out to Miga Court and cheer on your Utica Pioneers. This Friday, the Utica women's hockey team has yet another UCHC matchup on their plate. The Pioneers look to improve their league record as they face off against the Stevenson Mustangs in the first of 2 meetings over the weekend. Women's hockey currently sits at 3rd place in the UCHC rankings with an overall record of 3-0-1, accounting for 11 points. The Mustangs, on the other hand, have only played 2 conference games as they sit comfortably with a record of 2-0.
Make sure to support your Pioneers this Friday as the women will play their first game at the new Nexus Center at 4 p.m. The Nexus Center is located right next to the Adirondack Bank Center.
Looking to keep the momentum rolling, this Friday, the men's hockey team will host Wilkes University in an evening matchup. Riding a 4-game winning streak, the Pioneers are looking to stay undefeated in conference play. Wilkes University has yet to find their stride this season with a 1-2 record in conference.
Head on over to the Adirondack Bank Center this Friday at 7 o'clock. To support the Pioneers men's hockey team.
Here we go. The Utica men's football team will take on number 11 in the nation, Susquehanna University, for the first round of the NCAA tournament. This is the Pioneers' first appearance in the NCAA tournament, and it comes off of an impressive season where the boys went 9-1.
Be sure to follow along this Saturday on uticapioneers.com for live updates and scores. The game is at 12 p.m. on November 19th at Susquehanna.
In the second of two meetings for the women's hockey team this upcoming weekend, they will take on Stevenson University once again on Saturday afternoon.
This second meeting will once again be showcased at the Nexus Center, a part of the Pioneers opening weekend at the rink. The game will be at 1:30 p.m. on November 19th. Come on out and support your Pioneers.
With another in-conference matchup, the men's hockey team hosts Wilkes University Saturday afternoon. This game marks the second of the weekend series versus Wilkes University. The Pioneers have yet to be defeated in conference play and look to put 2 more wins on the board this weekend.
Come out to the Adirondack Bank Center this Friday at 7 p.m. and this Saturday at 2 p.m. to support the men's hockey team.
Over the Thanksgiving break, the Utica men's hockey team will be hosting their annual Thanksgiving showcase at the Adirondack Bank Center.
Pioneers will have 2 matchups, the first coming against Plymouth State on Friday, November 25th, and the other against Trine University on Saturday, November 26th. Trine will face off against Plymouth on Sunday as well at 3 p.m. If you're around this holiday and looking to catch a game, be sure to check out this exciting event and cheer on your Pioneers.
With basketball season fully underway, the Pioneers will host Cazenovia College for a Monday night matchup just out of the Thanksgiving break. Utica ignited their home game presence to begin the season 1-0 and look for a similar outcome versus Cazenovia at home. This game marks the start of a busy stretch for the Pioneers as the season intensifies.
Coming out to the Clark Athletic Center just after Thanksgiving on Monday, November 28th at 6 p.m. to support your men's basketball team. Shortly after Thanksgiving weekend, the women's ice hockey team will take on Morrisville State College Tuesday night. The two teams met last season where the Pioneers came out on top 1-0 in Morrisville.
Make sure to get out and support the women's ice hockey team on Tuesday, November 29th at 7 p.m. in the Adirondack Bank Center. And that's all the Utica supports we have for you this week. Be sure to keep an eye out for our Moose Minute series that takes an inside look at your Pioneer athletics.
And be sure to follow us on social media to see when Utica TV will be broadcasting your Utica athletics. Sadly, we will all be out on break next week, but don't you worry. We are back the following week to give you all the sports news that you missed.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And always remember to fear the moose.